Alright all, and welcome back to the Day 2 final selections preview of the 2020 Cheltenham Festival. I hope you guys all enjoyed the Day 1 preview, and as I discussed in the Day 1 preview at the start, all of these are being made on Sunday. It is Sunday the 8th of March, so obviously the Cheltenham Festival is next week at the time I'm recording all of these videos. Just as I said in Day 1's video, just in terms of convenience and access to making the videos while I'm over in Cheltenham is going to be quite tricky, so therefore I'm doing all of them now. The only issue with that is because of the timings, Day 1 was the only one I've got the absolute concrete declarations on for Day 1. Day 2 to 4 is now going to be final selections, but perhaps a bit of guesswork. So ones that maybe there might be a bit of guesswork, I might put in one more selection just in case there's a non-runner or something along those lines. Starting off with the Ballymore Novices Hurdle, and it's not one we need to discuss for that long because I'm going to be sticking with Envoy Alain. As you could probably think, I've been with him all season. I just think he's the best horse in this race. I don't think there's much of an each-way angle in this race, I must confess. So I'd be just sticking to Envoy Alain because I don't think Easy Work will run here, as I'll mention in a minute. The RSA Insurance Novices Chase is one of the few races that has genuinely changed shape since the initial videos because Copperhead has sprung onto the scene and he's a horse I like a lot. Copperhead, he's progressed through the handicap ranks, he's a really good jumper. Harry Cobden's booked for him and I think he's got a big chance here, so I'd be backing Copperhead, I must confess. As I said to you guys at the time, Allaho and Faugheen, you'd back them in whichever race they'd run in. I'm still not sure which one will run in which, but Copperhead would be probably my more solid one. But I would back whichever one of Allaho or Faugheen does run in this race as well. I think they're both very good horses. The Coral Cup is one where I do think Easy Work is a really well handicapped horse. And I know novices don't have a massively good and productive record in the Coral Cup, but Easy Work is just a class above here, I think, off a rating of 147. I think he's got an absolutely massive chance if he takes this option up. One also that's recently been bought by JP McManus is a horse called Alpha Mix for Gavin Cromwell. I would say this is his most likely festival target. If you were looking for another each-way alternative, he might be worth a few quid. The Betway Queen Mother Champion Chase, obviously this morning Nicky Henderson is up to a bit of Nicky Henderson bingo in my eyes with Willie Won't He with Altior. I think it just gives him a foolproof way of saying that if Altior does get beat, that was the reason why. I'm still with Chacun Pour Soi. I've been with him all year, as you guys well know, and nothing has changed. I'm concerned, definitely just saw he's a good horse, Altior's a good horse, but I think Chacun Pour Soi is an excellent horse as well, and therefore he still carries my vote. The Glenfarclas Chase, the cross-country race, it's so hard to go against Tiger Roll here. I have this thing where people seem sometimes, because of lay betting these days and stuff like that, it becomes almost a bit, I just think it becomes a bit, not unethical, but just, it makes people want good horses to not win. Because, we don't want to back them at the prices and stuff like that. You surely, if you're a horse racing fan, you want Tiger Roll to win. The only people that sincerely don't want Tiger Roll to win are probably Easy's Land's Connections, which is probably fair enough. But I think Tiger Roll will win this. I think the worst price of the whole Cheltenham Festival is 10 to 1 on Might Bite. You could give me 1,000 to 1 on Might Bite and I wouldn't back him. As I've been with them all year round as well, I still think Urgent de Gregan will run a good race at an each-way price. The Boodles Juvenile Handicap Hurdle, well, not just me, but I don't want to be an after-timer. I'm not an after-timer. But Gavin Cromwell and Jonathan Moore, as I discussed, put up Theatre of War on the preview night I was on. At that stage, he was 40 to 1. Now, I got a bit of money on at 40 to 1, which is brilliant. But he's now 10 to 1. He's not a brilliant price at 10 to 1. Whether I'd still back him or not, maybe. I'd like to get 12 or 14 to 1 maybe. But he's still probably worth an each way bet. There's not much else in the race that's really tickling my fancy, I must say. Maybe if you like Theatre of War, you might like Tronador as well. Tronador has a chance. I wouldn't back against him. Well, sorry, I am backing against him in a way in Theatre of War. Maybe he'd be worth a few quid each way if you were looking for something else. I'd be taking on Aramax and I'd take on Mick Pastor as well. Perhaps wrongly so, but I'd take them on. The champion bumper itself, I've been with appreciated. It's probably my biggest and best anti-post selection, I must confess. 16 to 1, and he'd be a nice price to come in at 16 to 1. 13 to 8 at the moment is not a brilliant price for the champion bumper, but I think he'll run well. I don't have really anything each way. I kind of gave a mention to Darling Daughter. I don't know whether she'd run in the race or not. If she did, I'd be very interested to see how she goes. But that is just a small say. Anyway, that's a quick fire roundup of the day 2 final selections for myself. I hope you guys have a brilliant luck on day 2 of the Cheltenham Festival. Hopefully a few of these big horses, you know, your Envoy Lens, your Tiger Rose, and for me, Appreciated and Chacun Pour Soi can go in and we can land some nice little touches. And until the day 3 preview, I hope you guys have a good time, land a few successful bets, and I'll see you next time.